G'day guys, Champ Chong here with a FIFA 17 gameplay analysis video. Now, last week I was lucky enough to go over to Gamescom in Germany and I got to play FIFA 17 for a couple of hours. Now, I played roughly 10 to 15 matches, let's just call it an even dozen of just head-to-head. And I also played some Ultimate Team, did some drafts, and I also checked out the new game mode, The Journey. I wasn't a big fan of that, but I'm still going to play it on my channel. Now, what you're seeing on screen right here is the gameplay from the live stream that EA did with Spencer, Marco Royce, Castro, and also the DJ Zed, I believe that's his name. So, yeah, that's the gameplay that you're seeing on screen. It's not my gameplay. We were not allowed to record gameplay at the event, so that kind of sucks. But hey, that's the rules, so we had to kind of just stick with it. But I will let you guys know about my thoughts with this game, what I think of FIFA 17. So if you do end up enjoying this video, please smack that like button real good. And now let's jump into the talk. But first off, I will mention that I do have some notes here, so I will be looking down. So the first thing I am going to mention is I love this game. Now, I didn't even have to look at this note, like this piece of paper. I actually really enjoyed this. Personally, I felt like FIFA 14 was really awesome. Like, I know the headers were kind of OP. Then FIFA 15 was just kind of, I don't know, it was a weird game. And then 16 was personally my favorite of the last few years. And then now 17 feels like it's a much faster, more improved version of that game. Now, I will just mention right here, the first thing I've actually noted down is through balls, because I know a lot of people are wondering about through balls, and I did actually talk to the guys at EA about this, and I mentioned it in my interview, which you can see on my channel. I'll link it down below in the description. I talked about through balls, and the biggest thing about them is that they are improved. There are a couple of new ways you can do through balls. If you remember, you press RBA for like a direct sort of pass, and that's just a normal, like, more powerful pass, and it's direct. So now they've kind of got that with RBY, I guess triangle for you PlayStation users. So that's more of a thing that you use, I guess, on the wing. That's what I was told by the EA guys. And I tried it a few times. I couldn't really get the handle on that. It's more of a direct, I don't know, like through ball. It's weird. But overall, through balls are just a lot more improved this time round. The thing I will mention is, like, if you remember, you try a through ball, it kind of goes in an odd direction to your striker, but it always just ended up in 16, it always ended up going straight to the keeper, and the keeper would somehow just scoop it up, and it was kind of annoying. However, this time around, it's more that the player works his way around and the ball is like actually going in the right direction where you really want the player to run, and he works around the center backs and he makes his way into the path of that, and the keeper doesn't really do much about it. Now, I'm not sure if that's a fault of the keeper, but one thing I will mention is that the center backs, such as like Pepe was like huge for me. Like I played as Real Madrid a couple games and he saved my ass so many times. This guy was getting great through balls on me. But hey, Pepe was just a beast. He is a total rock in defense. Now, I will mention a couple of other things. I said there's no more like direct straight through balls to keepers. So that's really good. It goes in the direction that you want. And as I mentioned, the defending is a lot better with Pepe, and a few other center backs out there are just really, really good in defense. They don't feel like complete idiots, complete buffoons like they did in 16, where they just kind of let the players just run past them. But some center backs I experienced weren't all that great, in my opinion. Koscielny, for me, I don't know why I played as Arsenal. Only one match, but he just wasn't doing the job. So next up, away from just passing and defending and all that kind of stuff, I will mention one of the key things in this game, every FIFA game, is shooting. So you need good shooting, and for some reason I couldn't get my head around the shooting in this game until later on. I know I only played for a couple of hours, only 10 to 15 exact matches, but they felt kind of floaty, and I feel this every single year at Gamescom. I play this game and the shots don't feel like they're really going on target, but then suddenly the keeper catches it, or they just fly off in the distance. They don't really have any, what's the word, like they don't have any direction. They just kind of float away if you do put too much power on them. But I will mention this, after playing a bit of the game, I noticed one key thing, and that's when I did get through balls going, and I did manage to get those breaks going. I would notice that the best way to actually score goals was to go for the far post. So if you remember to FIFA 14, I'm going to mention this, far post with like Lewandowski, he was just beasting. Like you could go on his right, like on the right hand side, and aim for that left post, and you would score almost every time, edge of the box. That was for me. I'm not sure about you guys, but in FIFA 17, it's kind of back. I wouldn't say it is exactly, but it's definitely not a game where, like in 16, you go for a near post. So that's one of the things I noticed, is that near post it's not anywhere near as powerful as it is in 16. It's more of a far post across the face of the keeper. That's kind of what you want to do. It was here and there in 16, but it's definitely a thing that I've noticed in 17. It might get patched out. I'm not 100% sure, but I just looked at it. Another thing I want to mention here is BB. That's double pressing B. I think they've mentioned it. I think I've also talked about it on Twitter and stuff. But you can do a low sort of weaker shot with BB and it just goes past the keeper on the ground. I used this a couple of times and it also translated to me when I have played FIFA 16 ever since I've come back home. I got used to it because it is a really good shot. Some people didn't like it. At first, I was like, what's the point of this? But I saw there was maybe just a little bit of a point in there, and there was a use for it, and there definitely is. If you've got someone like Messi, BB, straight on his left foot, and you will score that goal. It is just something of beauty. It's a great way to get around the keeper, because sometimes the keeper can't get down as quickly. So if you've got someone like Neuer defending, he might get there. He might use his foot to get down there. So that's a key thing right there. But if you're going up against someone like, I'm trying to think of a keeper that's not as good, maybe Valdez, he won't get there all the time. So that's a big thing right there. Now, another thing I will mention about shooting is, like I said earlier, there is no predictability with some of these shots. Now, as I did also state, there's most likely going to be patches for this. Every single year I play FIFA early, it feels like these shots just float away and there isn't anything to them. And it kind of sucks, but I did notice a couple of long shots. I never scored a ridiculous long shot. I think the longest I got was maybe like 2 or 3 yards outside of the edge of the box. So it wasn't anything spectacular, but hey, that's what I did. I managed to score it once or twice here and there, but I saw some people score some long shots, but I've heard that also a earlier version of the game that I played, you could actually get ridiculous long shots, but they've toned that down. Keepers have been improved, so that's a key thing right there. And that's another thing. You get crazy amounts of different saves and stuff in this game. Keepers look really good. I remember when I played this game last year, FIFA 16 last year at Gamescom, and they were talking and hyping up keepers. And then we went in and played the game. We were like, oh my goodness, the keepers were terrible. If you guys remember when FIFA 16 came out, the keepers were not any good. But now they've definitely been improved. They do some spectacular saves. I said do, but yeah, they do actually get some spectacular saves in FIFA 17 at this very time. But now to move away from shooting, and it's actually still kind of shooting, but that's free kicks. This is something I could not understand at all. There's the traditional free kick you could actually switch to it, that camera view that we're all used to, but then there's also the new free kick way, and it was just confusing. I couldn't actually manage to get the free kicks the way I would do them in 16 and all the years prior to that. I just kept finding that the ball was just going in weird directions. I would try all these things. I never actually took the time and went to free kick lessons or anything in the game. I probably should have, but I'm thinking for the average user out there that just picks up this game and goes to play it, it may be a little too difficult to score a free kick. Anything outside the box, really, really outside the box, anything 10 yards out, you're not going to score a goal unless you really, really know what you're doing. So I guess you could say that same thing for the last few games, but I'm saying it's a little more difficult this time around. And the same thing goes for penalties. At first, the first penalty I ever took in this game, I completely screwed it up. It hit the left post and it was just rolling across. It was terrible. I didn't know what I was doing, but then I figured out you kind of have to, if I grab this controller right here, you have to move this stick to kind of move your player, and then this one to aim where you want to go. So you have to physically move your player and then press B and time it. And you can get so many more different combinations and variations of the way that you'll actually score a penalty, which is great because it's really annoying how simple it was before. It was like left, right, middle, chip. It was very simple. Now there's many different ways. The keeper can save it in different ways. It's much harder for the keeper, the person that is defending those penalties. So it's an exciting time to see that free kicks and penalties have taken another leap forward, but it's going to be interesting to see how people transition in the meantime. Now, one of the final things that I will mention right here at the end of the video, and it's getting back to passing, but I'm not going to talk about through balls anymore. I talked about enough of them already. I'm going to talk about, if you remember, you press RBA and it's a direct pass, like a driven. And it's very different in this game. I don't know how to explain it. It looks similar on the basis, like at first glance, but the way the players, such as Ronaldo or Messi, you know, top class players, the way they receive the ball, their first touch is non-existent. Like, they don't have any world-class first touch on them. That was just an experience for me. I found it really annoying that if I was trying to get a really quick pass off to someone and I wanted to get it to them, like a Messi or someone from a Kroos or someone like that, that doesn't make any sense because they're not on the same team. But you get what I mean, from a center mid to a winger, and I tried to use that RBA, they felt like they didn't know how to control the ball, even though they probably have world-class touch. Hell, it's Messi and Ronaldo. So I found that kind of annoying, but that might be just a thing that they patch out in the game coming soon. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was just one of the frustrating things, and I do hope that they fix that. And I'm guessing that they will fix quite a lot. The game is in closed beta, whatever it is right now, so there are a lot of people giving their input, and hopefully they do fix a lot of these issues. But overall, I think the game is great. I'm so excited for this game. I really am. That I'm actually creating a series on my channel. I'm bringing back FIFA on my channel, like almost daily. I want to play this game every single day, and I don't want to just waste my time playing the game. I want to actually get into it and be able to make videos for you guys. If you remember, FIFA 14, I went crazy on FIFA videos. So yeah, Champerito might come back. Yeah, you never know. But one thing I will mention here at the end of the video is the journey. I will also bring that to my channel because I did play it, even though it wasn't the greatest. It felt kind of rushed. The voice acting wasn't all that good. I still do look forward to playing this because it is something fresh, something new, something different. But if you did enjoy this video, please smack the like button. Also, if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'll be happy to answer them because I might even make a follow-up to this because there is so much to talk about. But this is my initial thoughts on FIFA 17. I'll see you guys in the next video.